It's time for a spiritual explosion. Rich spiritual guy. How's it going? How y'all feeling tonight? I wanted to make another video. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, you know, um, it's amazing that how God actually works through people and he actually utilizes people, I'm doing this video in the dark because I'm really laying down and I'm about to go to sleep, but it's just on my mind, to make a video. And I was just listening to my other videos, listening to myself. And what you will realize is that those times in your life where you have those God moments, those moments where unexplainable energy or unexplainable resources come within you or come without of you, that comes out of you. That energy comes, and when it comes through radiating, and you start to feel that energy, and you just feel, excited and, a great amount of enthusiasm about things, a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening, to sum it up, to explain it to you all like a baby. A spiritual awakening is basically a complete psychic change. It's a change of your mind, a change of how you view things, a change of how you view people and situations. I'm going to simplify it from y'all. A spiritual awakening is something that happens over a course of time. You don't just wake up one day and you completely different, or you just have a spiritual awakening. It's not like a God moment, or we do have God moments, and I'm correct myself, but it's not like something magical or amazing is going to happen when you have that spiritual awakening. You have spiritual awakenings throughout the day, and spiritual awakenings can be manufactured, whatnot. It's all about you taking the initiative to do your research and actually being open, being spiritually open to the universe, and being able to say to the universe that, hey, I'm open, I'm here, what do I need to do? And it's being willing to change who you was in the past, change your expectations, whatnot, because it's scientifically proven. I was doing my research that the same brain, the same the same chemicals that fire off in the brain when we thinking about the past is the same chemicals that fire off when we thinking about the future. So you are not your past. You are what you choose to allow yourself to go into your mind or to your brain, or to dictate what you feel. On the spiritual level, a spiritual awakening is a complete psychic change. What is a complete psychic change? You completely change to a whole different person. That's why you see people who go to jail and they come out of jail a totally, completely different person. Or you see people just change throughout life. It's people in my life that I've witnessed, family members or friends or other people in the past, and I've seen them and I've seen the change in them. I've seen a difference in them, It could be something as simple as them losing weight or them gaining weight, The thing about a spiritual awakening is it puts you to a realization that everything that you thought that you wanted, or everything that you thought that you had, or that you thought that you felt that was right, you start questioning it. And once you question it, your actions are going against your past thinking, whether it's negative or it's positive. A spiritual awakening, in essence, is the ability to change who you are, change everything about yourself. It's a change in your thinking, your behavior, the way you view the world, the way you view people, the way you view yourself. That's what a spiritual awakening is. You come to the realization that, hey, on a scientific level, you start to see like the reason why my life is the way it is because the way that I view things, the way that I allow things to come inside my life. So that's when you have that God moment. Once you have that God moment, you start to realize that, hey, I'm in control. All I have to do is connect with the infinite source in the universe, which is God, or whatever higher power, whatever spiritual you believe in. Once you connect with that, you connect with that energy. And as you connect with that energy, you are better able to regulate your energy, your thoughts, your your actions here on this realm. So, God conscious is basically being able to understand that if you want to change a bad pattern or change a behavior or to beat a addiction or a habit, is that you just go to that infinite power in the universe. And as you go to that infinite power in the universe, you can draw from that source of energy and you can make any type of change or any type of evolvement that you need to get yourself out of a situation or into a situation. And you start to realize that as you become more God conscious, you become more aware of your ability to manufacture a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening doesn't have to be something that's, too broad. You just keep it specific. I'm gonna keep it specific with y'all. A spiritual awakening is just basically you coming to a realization. You have an epiphany where you just wake up one day, or sometimes throughout the day, you're gonna come to the conclusion like, maybe the way I've been thinking is wrong. Maybe I should think this way about myself, or maybe I should change that way. Maybe this habit that I've been doing for so long that I've had a hard time dealing with, maybe I should just stop it today. And I don't have to do it anymore. And you just don't do it. And that's where you have your spiritual awakening. It's about you coming to, realization that you can change anything about yourself. And once you have a spiritual awakening, in the context of that, you start to realize, oh, hey, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to be this anymore. I can change. It goes back to getting outside of your personality and getting in tune with your true self. Because your personality is what other people view you as. It's what your parents, the label your parents put on you, society put on you. People that you went to high school with, people that you went to, elementary school with. They put a label on you, and as you pick up that label on a subconscious level, you start to become that, and you set that, and you utilize that as a way to interact with people throughout your life, and you become stuck in that pattern. That's why we see a lot of people that's still doing the same things, or people still hanging around the same people they was hanging around 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they never change because they never have a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening is that you wake up to the fact that you can change who you are. It's like a muscle in your brain, spiritual fitness. You're not just going to wake up one day. That's the thing about a spiritual awakening I want y'all to realize, too. A spiritual awakening is not something that's going to happen all at once. It's a result of you putting in that work, you putting in that effort, doing something. Like, for example, you go to the gym every week. You go to the gym 3 or 4 times out the week for 6 months. On that 6 month, you start to notice your muscles getting bigger, your body getting more dense. Or if you're losing weight, if you want to lose weight, you start to notice your weight finally going down. And you get around people and they see you and they look at you and they say, oh, you look different. You look like you put on some weight, or you look like you lost some weight. Now, let's just say you've been doing that for 6 months. You've been going to the gym consistently 6 months. You've been eating healthy. You've been doing everything you need to do in order to lose that weight. Let's just say on the last 2 months of that 6 month, you start going even harder. You start staying in the gym longer. You start working out, more consistently. You start eating more healthier, you get more control of your diet. You're more disciplined with it. You stop eating out. You start eating vegetables. You start eating healthy. Just to say on the last month, for the sake of it, say on the 6th month. Now you get to the 6th month, you start getting around people, and people start seeing that change in you. They start bringing up like, oh, you're different. You're not the same like how you were before. In your mind's gonna tell you because that last month you've been going harder than you did those last other 5 months. But don't get it twisted. Those last other 5 months, they count too. It's like watering a plant, you know, or when people go out and plant gardens, you know, if they don't keep watering that plant every day, it's not going to grow. And that's what a spiritual awakening is. It's like you watering a plant. It's like doing a workout. You working out every day spiritually. You're getting spiritually fit. And as you learn in this world, the way that you get closer to having a spiritual awakening is that you get away from people that's not thinking like how you feel like they should think. You got to get away from people that's thinking negative, people that's not talking about ideas, people that's talking about other people, or people that's talking about shit that's happening on social media, or people that's sitting up talking about the coronavirus. People that's sitting up talking about the news or sports, and that's all they have a conversation is consistent of. And when you talk about, stuff that's going to get you further in life as a person and building a relationship with yourself, having a connection with your true self, having a connection with your true inner dreams and goals. When you get around people that you can have conversations like that with, that's when you come to terms with you're getting closer to your spiritual awakening. Because if you're around people that's not talking about growth and bettering themselves, or just trying to understand themselves, being open to understand themselves. If you're around people that's not being open to understand themselves, then you're not going to grow. You're just going to be around people that are going to have the same mindset as those people or the same mindset as the person you was in the past. That's why it's important. It's cliche, but people say it all the time. On this spiritual realm, you got to get away from certain people. Certain people you're not going to be able to be around. Certain people you're not going to be able to take with you to when you're trying to get to where you got to go, because some people don't change. And here's this killing part about it. We don't want to own up to the fact, like we think about loyalty all the time, being how I have to be loyal to this person because I've known them for X amount of years. Loyalty means nothing. I'm not loyal to nobody but my progress. I'm not loyal to nothing but anything that's making me better, that's making me healthy, that I can go to sleep at night. And that when I go to sleep at night, I don't have to be stressed, don't have to be worried, or I'm not waking up stressed or worried because I went to sleep and the people that I choose to put myself around, they uplifted me. This is why a lot of people that are millionaires, a lot of people that are successful, is because whether they talk about spirituality or not, they have they have a deep inner connection with them true selves, with their true selves. And the true self knows no boundaries because it's connected with the infinite source in the universe, which is the higher power, whatever you want to call it. We all draw from that source. To simplify it for you all, I call it the same energy that gives us different languages, that gives us different ethnicities, that give us different, even the same energy that gives us different religions, that gives us, different personalities, all these different words and, mathematics, the energy that creates the trees, the energy that makes it rain, the energy that gives people the ability to even make these cell phones that we speak on. That's the energy that I feel like that is unquestionable, and that is also the energy that is everybody can relate to. No matter what religion you're in, there's one thing that we cannot deny is the fact that if I open my eyes, I'm going to see. It doesn't matter whether you believe in, Christianity, the Quran, the Bible, anything. When I jump off a bridge, the same gravity that crushes me crushes you. And with that, I say that to say this. When you're in tune with God and when you're having this spiritual awakening, you're on the process of growth. When you're on the process of growth, you're not going to let certain things get to you because you know the bigger picture. You know that, hey, I'm in tune with the same energy that creates cell phones, or that creates the iPhone, or that creates a Ford truck, a Tesla. I'm saying this to get y'all to understand this, man. At the end of the day, there's energy in this universe that can nobody deny. You know, we can't deny that energy. That same energy that created this phone, that created YouTube, that created technology is the same energy that I draw from to create my spiritual awakening, to constantly get in tune with my spiritual self, because that's what spirituality is. It's the unseen. It's the energy that's unseen that we all have access to. We all have access to that energy. Nobody is excluded from it. But you exclude yourself from it when you don't educate yourself and you're not open. You know, how you become uneducated and unopen, if that's even a word, is that you just don't have no curiosity and you don't do any research. You have to do your research and you have to be open. You have to understand. In order to have a spiritual awakening, keep it simple. I see a lot of videos on YouTube and I didn't Google spiritual awakening. It's one source I went to and they explained the spiritual awakening and they kept it simple for me. And I'm gonna keep it simple for y'all. A spiritual awakening is just you being open to change. And it's being you, once you're open to change, how you get your spiritual awakening, you just open. All the knowledge you soaking in, but you soak in the knowledge to change something about yourself. A spiritual awakening is about you coming to the realization that, hey, this way of thinking that I've been thinking is wrong. I have to change my thinking. And it's not going to be me changing my thinking overnight or just all in one day. I have to do certain things to alter my thinking. And once you change that thinking and you become in tune with your true self, you understand that, hey, I can get a spiritual awakening, multiple spiritual awakenings. You can have a spiritual awakening about your spiritual awakening. That's how deep it is. It's just being aware of God, being aware of the universe, being aware of that energy. That is the key to happiness. It's that simple. We want to complicate stuff. We want to make it difficulty. We want to make it difficult, but it's not that difficult. The key to happiness is going inside yourself, understanding that I have everything I need inside of me, and the same energy that Will Smith draws off, or Jay-Z, or Whitney. I said Whitney, Oprah Winfrey, those people, they draw off that energy because they know it's there. They know it's there. And y'all stay healthy, stay well, stay safe. Don't worry so much about the coronavirus, but protect yourself. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Like I said, I'm just about to head to sleep. That's why I didn't show my face on this video. I'm actually in the dark. But yeah, guys, just stay focused.